Hi my friends, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Legacy Stacker, and today we're going to cover another physical asset, real estate, in buying my first home, while at the same time reviewing the American Silver Eagle proof from 1990. But first, to the computer. Now here at the SD Bullion website, today is Monday, April 11th, 2022. The silver spot price is $25.02. The gold spot price is $1,955, which gives us a gold to silver ratio of 78 to 1. Hi, my precious metals fans. I am very excited to announce that SD Bullion has approved my channel into its Bullion affiliate program. So if you would like to purchase your precious metals from SD Bullion, please use my affiliate links below in the description. It won't cost you any more, and it will really help my channel out. SD Bullion is not sponsoring this video, but they are one of the most trusted bullion sites when purchasing precious metals. Here's the disclaimer. The coin we'll be reviewing today is the 1990 American Silver Eagle proof coin. And if we look at the reverse, we can see that it's from the San Francisco Mint. The S mint mark there at the lower left-hand corner. This coin is graded proof 70 by PCGS, has a mintage of 695,510 coins, and based on that mintage and grade, is worth approximately $225. This week I wanted to start to discuss another physical asset, real estate. I first started out to purchase my own home. Owning a home is one of the most significant things I could do when I was in my 20s. I remember saving for quite some time, and I still had very little money in comparison to today. I remember thinking to myself that I was just throwing my money away each month by renting an apartment, which I did for about 3 years. Rather, I wanted to purchase my own home and that I would be investing in an asset of my own. I remember looking for a home for months. I wasn't afraid to put some work into my newly purchased home either, hoping to get a better deal if the property needed some work. I bought a home and was eligible for FHA financing, which stands for the Federal Housing Authority, which meant I only had to put 3% down on the mortgage. For more information on FHA loans, you can search for it online, and there are some basic standards the home must follow to qualify for FHA financing. What it meant for me was that I could finally afford to purchase a home. However, when the real estate agent told me I would need $11,000 for the down payment and all of the closing costs, I wasn't quite sure if I would have all the money I needed within the 2-month closing period. Luckily, I did come up with the money by saving every dollar I could during those 2 months for the closing, in addition to my entire life savings. Since I purchased my home with less than 20% down, it meant I had to pay PMI, or private mortgage insurance, as part of my mortgage payment each month. More on that coming up. Hi my friends, as you can tell, I've made a decision to keep my identity anonymous on this channel for security reasons. Please feel free to participate in my million subscriber challenge by clicking on the subscribe button below. Do you really want to know who I am? If so, please click on the subscribe button, and when I reach 1 million subscribers, I will move from behind the camera to in front of the camera. That's my challenge to you. It won't cost you anything, and most of all, thank you. At this point, while we're reviewing the 1990 American Silver Eagle proof coin, we ask ourselves, what was happening in 1990 when this coin was minted by the US Mint in San Francisco? In 1990, the Human Genome Project was started, where they mapped out the entire genetic code of the human body. Also in 1990, the Hubble Space Telescope launched. The first web server was created for the World Wide Web in 1990, as well as the first web search engine, Archie, that year. The country was just beginning to go into a recession in 1990, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average just over 2,600 points, as compared to the nearly 35,000 points today. The average price of a new car was just over $15,000, and the price of a gallon of gas was just $1.15. Inflation that year was 5.40%, which is above average for the times, but not nearly as high as our current 7.9% inflation we're seeing in the year 2022. The average cost of a home in 1990 was nearly $124,000, and the average rent was $465 per month. There were a number of movies that came out that year, such as Home Alone, The Hunt for Red October, Driving Miss Daisy, and Days of Thunder. You may have seen some of them. Hit songs, such as Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor, Vogue by Madonna, and You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer, were popular in 1990. If you would like to send me a letter, a sticker, or even silver or gold, yes, it happens. My address is right here, and of course in the description below. And I can promise you, anything I receive, I will review on the channel, as these items will be considered my most precious possessions. And I can promise you, anything I receive, I will never sell. They will remain in my legacy collection forever. Back to buying my first home. Little did I know just how important it would be for me to buy my first property. The benefits would be twofold. One, I learned what to look for when purchasing a property, and two, I would later pay off my mortgage early, which eventually provided me with a much larger monthly silver budget. The home I purchased was pretty large, 3,400 square feet in total, which was especially large to me since I had moved from a much smaller apartment. The home had 2 entrances and a completely unfinished first floor. I like working with my hands, so I watched every home remodeling show I could watch and read a lot of books on various home improvement subjects, like electrical, plumbing, rough, and even finish framing. So I was house hacking basically before I even knew that was a thing. Over a period of about a year, I finished off the first floor, complete with a bathroom, kitchen, and 3 bedrooms. Then, in order to help pay my mortgage, I rented the first floor and lived on the second floor, which already had its own 1.5 baths, full kitchen, and 3 bedrooms. My mortgage was about $1,200 at the time, and I was renting the first floor for, I think, about $800, bringing my mortgage down to only about $400 per month that I had to pay myself. That was a lot less than the $800 rent I was paying for my apartment previously. So I got into a house, stopped paying rent, and actually that house and that mortgage cost me less than it cost me to rent an apartment. Hi, Legacy Stacker here. You may have noticed that I set up a Patreon account to help support this channel. As always, one thing I can promise you is that every dollar I receive from the channel, I will reinvest back into the channel. If you would like to help me support this channel, please become a bronze stacker, silver stacker, or gold stacker today. As a bronze stacker, we'll focus on health and fitness, beginning with my favorite healthy chocolate chip cookie recipe. They're made with almond flour, so they're gluten-free. As a silver stacker, we'll focus on coin stacking and collecting, beginning with my 90% constitutional coin guide. And you'll also have access to everything in the bronze stacker tier. As a gold stacker, we're focused on building an overall portfolio, as I will give you access to my portfolio of investments updated monthly. My portfolio contains paper assets like retirement and universal insurance investments, as well as physical assets like real estate and, of course, precious metals. In addition, you'll also have access to everything in the bronze and silver stacker tiers. I would really appreciate you becoming a bronze stacker, silver stacker, or gold stacker member of the channel today, and thank you for your continued support. Now, in regards to my mortgage, I mentioned that I put less than 20% down on my house. So I had to pay an extra $100 approximately to my mortgage every month for the PMI, or private mortgage insurance. PMI is to protect the lenders in the event that you default on your mortgage payments, since you don't have the full 20% into your property. I did pay PMI for a few years. However, I then found a way around it. Over those first 3 years, the property appreciated, where it was worth more than I had paid for it. It was enough that my equity at that point reached 20% of its value. So all I had to do was send a letter to my mortgage company to explain to them that I now had 20% of the property's value into the property. And they dropped the PMI portion of my mortgage payment, which saved me that $100 per month and dropped my mortgage down even further, down to $1,100 per month. Had I not realized that the property had appreciated substantially enough, and I had not contacted the mortgage company to point it out to them, I would have paid that extra $100 for the life of the mortgage. This week's YouTube channel shout out of the week goes to Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I'll leave a link to her channel down in the description below. Tiffany Thomas talks about how she made her first million mostly through physical assets of rental real estate. She also discusses a number of other financial topics on her channel and how she retired early. Again, I'll include a link to her YouTube channel down in the description. And always remember, my friends, silver and gold, it's wealth you can hold in your hands.